I worked as a food delivery driver during my first few years of college. Mainly, I would drive for DoorDash or UberEats. I didn't like making small talk with strangers and didn't want random people in my car. So I preferred delivering food over being a normal Uber driver. I did this for over a year with pretty much no issues, aside from the occasional customer mad that the restaurant messed up their order. Anyway, it was a late Wednesday night. I didn't have any classes in the morning, so I decided to make an extra few bucks and deliver for a little bit. I did 4 or 5 quick orders and ended up about 20 minutes from my dorm. It was about 1 a.m. and I figured I should probably end it there and head back. The way the delivery apps work is that you just drive around and wait for a random order to pop up. Then it gives you an estimate of how much you'll make and how far it is, and you either accept or decline it. On my way back, I left the app running just in case there was a really quick delivery nearby. I got a few requests, but they were too far or didn't seem worth it. But then another one popped up just as I was pulling into my dorm. It was about 12 miles away, but the payout was huge. I had never seen anyone offer that much money before. I gave it some thought, since it was far, but it was too much money to pass up. I accepted the offer and started driving to the restaurant. A few minutes later, I arrived and checked the order. It was only 2 items and just over $6 in total. That was unusual. Typically, high-paying orders are because of large, expensive food deliveries. This meant they were giving me a massive tip. During the drive, I kept wondering why someone would tip that much for such a small order. It was weird, but I figured maybe they made a mistake, or were just being generous. Although 12 miles wasn't too far, I had never been to this area. It was really nice gated communities, huge houses. Luckily, the house wasn't gated. I pulled into the neighborhood, checked the homes, and realized the tip made more sense now. As I was a couple minutes away, the customer texted me through the app, telling me to make sure I delivered to the right address. When I arrived, I sent him a description of the house and asked if that was it. He replied, no. I described the neighbor's house again, no. Frustrated, I tried calling him, but he declined. Then I looked at the address more closely. The number had a weird subset of digits I hadn't seen before. I Googled it, and the map pointed not to either house, but to a small garage or shed between them. Looking up, I spotted the small garage-like structure. Curious but cautious, I walked over. It looked like a large storage garage, no front door, just a garage door. I placed the food by the door and started to take a photo for the app. Then a man came around the side of the garage. He just stood there, staring at me. Creeped out, I said, "It's right here for you, sir," and pointed to the bag, slowly backing away. He replied that this wasn't where he wanted me to drop it off. I asked, "Sorry, where did you want me to put it?" Pointed around the back of the garage and said the door was over there. At that point, I wasn't going anywhere with him. I stood there a moment, then apologized and walked quickly back to my car. As I looked back, I saw him walking around behind the garage, but he left the food behind. I drove off, shaking the whole way back. Something about the whole thing felt very wrong, especially in such a nice neighborhood. Later, I realized how strange it was that he had to specify not to deliver to the main house, and wouldn't he accept the food unless I followed him behind the garage. I didn't call the police, unsure if he was just a weird but harmless guy. It freaked me out for a few days, but I got over it and kept delivering. A few weeks later, another big order popped up in the same area. I declined it. But I couldn't help but wonder who accepted its hand. What happened to them?